Alright, welcome back to the FC26 Havelse career mode rebuild. Not looking like a rebuild so far. It's been going pretty terribly, all things considered. Last season we placed 19th, just before dead last. And I, to this day, am not really sure what the issue was. I think we need a more prolific striker. If anything, our defense looks okay. The depth isn't that bad. It's kind of but a striker is really the only thing I'd look for with the remaining money I have, which honestly should not be all that much in the first place. Yeah, I've got 1.2 mil, so it's really not that much. And the academy isn't looking all that spectacular. And we've got the whole squad issued. This is probably the most annoying part of this new game. And it's when they try to force themselves out, like Belkahia, Schleif, literally basically like half of my defense. We have Pellegrini, I don't mind that. Doherty, like okay. We have Angulo, who I literally signed, and in the same season he requested a transfer. So that was really annoying. But honestly, I think I just have to send it with this team. I'm not even going to make any transfers unless I have more money in the winter window. This 1.2 million is just not really getting me anything substantial here. It's getting me like another Graham Roach, you know, when I first bought him, or like another Doherty when I first bought him. It's gonna be one of those. It's just not really worth it, in my opinion. So yeah, I think I'm just not gonna bother with it. I think I'm gonna play this instead. Doherty starting over everyone else, kind of like this. Graham Roach comes on, and yeah, this guy looks okay at the striker role. Yeah, I'm just gonna send it with this team. So I'm gonna see you at the end of the season or the winter window, depending on how much money we have at the winter window. If it's not anything substantial, I'm going into the end of the season. Unexpected events do happen, so I will like jump in for like a big injury or something big, or I don't know. But I mean, obviously the hope is I jump in for a cup game or something, but it's really not been looking that way recently. So just gonna send it with this team. Hopefully they just grow this season and they do well enough to maybe make a playoff run. That's really all I'm hoping for at this point, because last season I thought we would get automatic promotion and then we got 19th. So yeah, I'm going to sign some more coaches as well, because we have extra slots and we have the remaining money that I can use. Was this guy not a 5-star defense? Am I stupid? Did I just look at that wrong? Oh, I might have. Can I fire this guy? Yeah, okay. All right, well, since our club value isn't much higher, this is what it looks like. Although, if anything, I think I'd prefer that, just because the defense has been developing decently and the attack not so much. So I'll leave it at that. I'll see you at the end of the season or whenever. But for now, I'm just going to head straight into the sim. Why is the DFB poke out here? Doesn't matter. We're going into preseason. No signees. We might lose some players. I might jump in to show you if they're like important. Like if Angulo leaves, it might be over. So yeah, I'll cut in if that happens, but hopefully it doesn't. So it's like in the middle of October, maybe November. And we have possibly the worst training injury ever. Mestre and Esteban, both starting 11. One of our big center backs and literally our starting goalkeeper. Our goalkeeper being out for 4 days, which is not so bad. But our center back only being out for 6 days. Okay, so I think they'll play the next game. I find it a little funny that they alerted me of this when our next game... Well, they won't play our next game, but... Vinny Jr. Ballon d'Or winner. Not that surprising, but we will see what goes on here. Just quickly. We won the game, so yeah. Injury wasn't so bad, and they should be back for the next game, which I think is a more important game anyways. So yeah, just quick highlight of the injury, which was a terrible injury, by the way, but if it had been like a severe injury, we would have been cooked. Anyways, back to simming. Okay, so quick cut in here because I have just made a deal to sell Sommer, our left back, who is technically a right back, for 970,000 pounds, which in this game, I don't think will get me over 2 million on budget, but there are some free agents on the market, preferably not the ones that are clearly regens. So I will be looking at free agents in the left back, right back role. They can be super old. I don't really care. This guy actually looks quite decent. He's 28. I think he's a year younger than our previous one. There's also this guy who's clearly a real player, and he doesn't look so bad, to be honest. I'm not even going to scout him. I'm going to shortlist that. Also, I realized they do have the shortlist and view feature. You just hit square. So that's pretty nice. But let's keep looking at these free agents. Again, trying to avoid any of the free agents that are clearly like regens, no matter how good they are or how bad they are. But yeah, that 23-year-old looks solid. Joao Pedro, he'd be decent as well. But 23 years of age is kind of hard to give up because it's like he's super young still. And even if his stats and potential don't look like the best, I think he'll fit in or like fill in that role quite well. Especially considering the fact that the one before him is only, what, 68 overall? So, yeah, I think I'm going to go with this guy up here. What was his name again? Tyne Anderson. So, I'm going to go with him. Quickly sign him. This deal should go through. Squad rotation. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. And then we can use the extra money we get from the right back, or the left back, technically, to maybe sign another player, some depth, something promising. I don't know, just something nice. Now, I don't know how much to give this guy. I don't think he's all that, like, amazing. So I'm going to give him, like, I'll give him, like, 8,000 pounds a week. 10,000 bonus. That's probably a huge overpay for this guy. Because his quality probably is not very high whatsoever. But I don't really want to risk losing out on this guy, even if he's not, like, the best thing in the world. It's just... Okay, yeah, 67. He comes in at the exact same overall as our previous one. And we were paying the previous one, like, pennies compared to him. You know, 8,000 pounds a week is quite a lot, but he's 23, he's young. He can still get, like, dynamic potential and stuff. So I'm happy paying him that. Really not that happy, but, you know, he's one of the more high-paid players on the team, aside from Pellegrini, who is still here for some reason. I don't know why. The assistant manager just can't seem to sell any of these guys. Yeah, 8,000 pounds a week is not that bad, considering Esteban was paid around that, and he was around the same overall, although he was just quite a bit younger. And if we scroll down here, we will find Summer, who is paid 700 pounds a week in comparison. But he is going. And as for depth that I would like, I would assume that I need a striker this season, because Muller is leaving no matter what. His contract is up at the end of the season. And Graham Roach is not playing at all, you know, even though I have him there. He will never play because of Muller, at least this season. So I think Graham Roach, unfortunately, is going to have to live through being the backup forever. And maybe find myself another striker like Angulo, who is pretty solid already and still has potential to grow. Now here's one that I've just seen on FootWiz, because at this point in the game I am completely out of ideas on who I would even sign. Igor Gosic, who is essentially the same age as Graham Roach and them, and he doesn't look like spectacular, right? He has no potential thing or anything like that. There's also this guy. Actually, no, he's way out of the price range. This other guy, though, Alejandro Gomez Rodriguez, who looks all right, you know. So I'm going to look at both of those. I think those are the two options I have here. Hopefully they're in the price range, because if they're not, it might be over. But I think they both are. And we also have Vasovic. I totally forgot about that. I marked him last season. And this guy's way out of the price range. Same with him. But yeah, the other one disappeared on me. I'll find him in a bit. But Gomez Rodriguez and the other one. Definite options. And if we look at the calendar, though, what day are we on? Oh, we don't have enough time. Oh, it might be over. Hold on. I'm going to sim a day to see if maybe there's enough time. Also, we are 4th, so that is pretty nice. This season, we are kind of locking in. Walter goes out on loan. That's fine. Oh, that might not be fine, actually, because I might not have enough players to be able to sell the rest of these guys. Actually, no, it's fine. You can sell quite a few players on this game without worrying about the whole, like, prevention of too little players. I don't really know what I'm saying, but the point is, I'm good. Here we go. Igor Gosic, who goes on to the short list. 23 days, 20 days. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna have to send it with both of these guys. As for which one is better, I could not tell you, to be honest. I'm gonna go for Alejandro Gomez Rodriguez first. Unwilling to relocate. Okay, this is the only one I can get. I'm just gonna offer, like, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Because it's, what, 2-3 years into the game at this point. So I think I'm just gonna offer, like, anything. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me wait till the deadline day, because I need this summer sale to actually go through to get this money. Because otherwise, I'll be working with a lot less money than I could possibly have. And is this summer? Could be summer. Yeah, that's summer. Okay. Summer is out for 970,000 pounds to, I'm not even sure. excellent deal. Nearly the best deal. Only 10k off there. And that leaves us with about 2 million. I hate when the game does this, by the way. It just gets stuck. Leaves us with 1.5, which is not exactly 2 million at all. But it gives us a bit more money to work with to hopefully sign this Gomez Rodriguez guy. Or, sorry, Gosik, because Gomez Rodriguez will not relocate. And, yeah, I'm just going to offer, like, 1.2 million? 2 million pounds. Okay, let's try a player swap. This is, oh my god, Pellegrini. Yes, Pellegrini. And then I'll pay you, like... This is perfect. Oh my god, why did I not think of this? I'll pay you, like, 400k on top. Deal? And get rid of that sell-on clause, please. Oh my god, yes. Essentially paid 2.4 million for him, but Pellegrini's finally out of the club. He won't be messing up any of the, like, depth or anything like that. So we are clear. I don't know how much I'm going to pay him. I'm just going to be, like, really safe with it. I know his overall can't be that high because we only paid 2 mil. So I would assume, like, 15k is, like, a lot for a guy like this. So 15k, 20k bonus. That is a huge overpay, but, you know, we're in the assumption that he is going to be the future guy. I paid 2.4 million essentially for him, including the Pellegrini value. He comes in at 67 overall, and really I could have just offered Pellegrini alone, but I was a little afraid, you know, I had to add a little bit on top. But now with him coming in, he is the highest overall striker, so he'll be starting immediately, which is great. He's right-footed. Both of them are right-footed, but this game you can add weak foot to literally everyone, so there's no problem with the right-footedness of both strikers. So Gosik, important. He's 20 years of age. He's nearly 70 overall. And if he comes into the club and just starts working, I'm feeling kind of comfortable with the team now. So decent deal made there. This is what the team looks like now. The left back, right back swap. One of my best moves ever. He's got good pace as well. Koscielski's growing. Mestra's growing really well. Kikianis, Dilolo. Esteban and Kikianis are catching Dilolo, which is quite nice. Araujo is now 76. Same with Cavadia. Doherty is not that amazing. But yeah, maybe next season we find another like attacking center mid type of thing. Not Cam, but you know, just someone who moves up in the center mid position. Although, doesn't actually matter if they play like that in real life. I can just change them into that. Anyways, 4th place. We are miles off of 1st and 2nd. But we are pretty close to 3rd. Although, that doesn't really count for much, considering the fact that we need 2nd for automatic promotion. But hopefully, we can secure this playoff position. We've only got, what? How many teams are in this league? 20? So we've got 16 games left. Still a long way to go, but hopefully it's all good. And with that said, I will see you at the end of the season. Or maybe at the playoffs, you know? Playoffs could be a thing. Some good wins in this month. So, yeah, hopefully it goes well, or continues to go well. And I'll see you then. The end of the season has arrived, and not the strongest finish, at least in the final month. Only securing a measly point in May, but a grand total of 10 points in April. That doesn't look great either. 7 points. But I mean, February, beating both league leaders and absolutely destroying Stuttgart as well. How many points is that in February? I can't do math. 15. And the table says we are on to Bundesliga 2. I don't know how this has happened because Osnabrück, I swear, were first. They were like at 59 points with some crazy record, and it was crazy. We're automatically promoted. We've lost 10 games. 10, which is a lot more than Braunschweig, but I think we beat them in the matchup, so that helped a lot. Let me actually check that. Did we beat them in a matchup? And if so, yes, we did 2-1 in the league in April. And let's see before that. What was the first time we encountered them? It was, yeah, so we lost to the league leaders both times in the beginning, but I do not see... Oh, here we go. We lost to them 2-1 at the very beginning of the season, so we traded even on the matchups, but we ended up beating them. Our goal difference is worse than theirs. Basically, everything about us is worse than them. You know, the only thing saving us is some of our draws turned into wins. Those extra, 4 points from those 2 wins that could have been draws, that weren't draws on their end, helped us through. Our offense was amazing. Best offense in the league. But our defense is letting us down, which is very strange because I feel like our defense is the best part about us. Especially when you consider the fact that we play a 5-back with 70 plus, essentially, all across the board. So I don't really know what's going on here. I think instead of wingback, I don't know why I'm even thinking about doing this, but I'm going to play them at fullback. I'm going to go full defense. Like, I'm going to do supports attack, wide support, okay? I'm going to do wide support, I guess. No, wait. Okay. Yeah, let's go versatile. Let it support the attack, and my defenders just, you know, do their thing. But, yeah, how strange. Anyways, great season. Goalseek has done well. Let's have a look at the squad that has finally achieved promotion in our 4th season inside of Liga 3 in the Bundesliga. So most appearances goes to Kościerski, who's grown 3 on the season, 1 assist for him. Dilolo has grown 4 on the season, 2 goals for him. Araujo has grown 3 on the season, 4 goals, 5 assists for him. Cavati has grown 3, 10 goals and 2 assists for him. Angulo has had a monster year with 27 goals, all of them coming in the league, and 7 assists. Mestre has missed 1 game. I believe that was the game he had the injury with Esteban. 4 clean sheets for him. Not really sure how that works. Also, Mestre has grown 6 overall this season to a 74. Kikianis has grown 4, bagging a goal and 4 assists. Esteban has grown 3. Lots of growth all over the place. Doherty only 1, but 2 goals, 5 assists isn't bad, and 33 appearances. Moving downwards, Muller stopped appearing after we bought, I've already forgotten his name, but 4 goals, 1 assist for him in those 23 appearances, which is really woeful, to be honest. 2 assists for Tane Anderson, and +1 in 16 appearances. Goalseek, here he is. +2 for him, 15 appearances, 10 goals, and 1 assist in those 15 appearances, which is very impressive. And if we move down here, I was having a look at this throughout the season. He never gets played, but when he does get played, he is possibly the best striker I've ever seen in my life. 12 goals, 3 assists, and 9 appearances for Graham Roach, which is out of this world, but he's only grown 1, and that wasn't enough for the assistant manager to play him. Cardozo and Navarrete are similarly growing out on their loan. Navarrete growing 4 to a 58, and Cardozo up to a 65 now, so hopefully I can integrate him into the squad next season. You know, Doherty wants to leave the club, and is actually lower overall than Cardozo, who is also younger. So quite exciting to see that. But that's the end of the season. The player of the tournament was Angulo. Of course, he had a monster year, 27 goals in the season. Ram Roach here says he's got some time to play. He really didn't play, but I like the copium. But that's the end of the season. We've done really well. The DFB Pokal did not check that, but we probably got knocked out pretty early, which honestly I'm not too mad about because probably helped us focus on the league. Yes, we lost to Union Berlin on pens. Actually, I do remember seeing that game. That was the game. There was an unexpected event where Belhakia, I think is his name, had to leave due to like a family emergency, and I said go, and then we lost on pens. So, you know, maybe that was my fault. Maybe I should have made him stay. The Europa League final. Did I see that correctly? Manchester City versus Aston Villa. Women's Champions League. Quite a lot going on here. Just looking at the news. I would like to see who's won the Champions League just for shits and gigs. Because, I don't know. It's pretty interesting. So Champions League winner is Arsenal. Wow, this game has become very unrealistic because the previous winner was Real Madrid. And yeah, Arsenal beating Barcelona. And they beat Spurs as well. That's not that surprising. But Arsenal winning the Champions League is just not really in this realm of reality. Let's have a look at the Europa League. Actually, we've already seen this. This is Man City. Conference League is Rangers. 4-3 on pens. Very interesting. And other leagues. Oh, we can look at the women's. Chelsea won that one. And we can also see, like the Prem. Prem champion is Newcastle United, with Arsenal in 7th. That's how you know this game's sim is really weird. Spurs and Arsenal both made the semifinal in the Champions League, but they are absolutely terrible within the league. With Nottingham Forest in 4th. Oh my god, this was a close league as well. Only 1 point deciding everything. League 1, yeah, it's PSG. La Liga, though, which could be interesting considering that Barcelona were champions or finalists, and they're only 3rd. So yeah, weird sim. It feels like Real Madrid should have went back-to-back there, as they usually do. But that is the end of the season. There's not much left for me to do. We have secured promotion to the next division of German football, and one step closer. Kikianis wants to leave? Why? We're doing so well. But one step closer to the treble, one step closer to the Bundesliga, and one step closer to the end of this rebuild. So yeah, round 2 was all we made it to, but it's not so bad. And overall, we've had a pretty decent season, so I'm not too mad about it. Let me not look at that Arsenal one. This is just fake as hell. Anyways, that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching as always. If you did enjoy it, check out the other career modes I've done, because this one might take a while. So maybe watch one that's already finished, and I actually did quite well. And I think my best ever career mode, in my opinion, is probably Crew Alexandra, which was not too long ago on FIFA 12. Tough one to do, but it was a lot of fun, and it was really satisfying, especially with those archaic features of FIFA 12. So yeah, not going to keep yapping here. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you later.